Opening scene. The house. The town of Hollow's Edge slept peacefully, its streets bathed in the pale glow of November's moonlight. Yet one house stood apart, a home too quiet, too still, as if the shadows inside had claimed it for themselves. Beneath its perfect facade, the walls seemed to hold their breath, waiting for the next chapter of its cursed history to unfold. Scene 1. Claire in the basement. Claire, the youngest of 6 sisters, shuffled nervously down the creaking basement stairs. Her mother's voice rang in her ears, cruel and unforgiving, saying,
"Wash away the ugly you got from your father, you little ingrate. Wash it off now."
The sink, old and rusted, seemed to groan as water trickled from its faucet. As Claire stared into the mirror above it, her reflection changed. The eyes staring back weren't hers, they were darker, hollow, and filled with malice. And then it whispered, "You belong to us now." Scene 2. The arrival of the book. It began on an ordinary morning. One of the sisters, Lily, ventured onto the front porch to collect the mail. Among the mundane envelopes was something far from ordinary, a book, wrapped in faded black leather, its edges frayed as if it had travelled through time. The air around it felt colder, heavier. The moment Lily touched it, a low hum resonated in her ears, and the world seemed to tilt. She didn't know then that by accepting the book, she had invited something sinister into their home. Scene 3. The book takes hold. Curiosity overtook fear. At first, the sisters gathered around the book in the dim light of their shared bedroom. Its cover felt alive under their fingertips, and the pages shifted with a will of their own. Strange symbols danced before their eyes, and whispers filled the air, though no one dared to claim they had spoken or seen one. One by one, the sisters began to see things and shadows moving where there were none before, voices calling their names from empty hallways, and reflections in the mirror that didn't belong to them. Scene 4. The Demon and the Mirror. On a quiet night, Rose, the second youngest, sat by her bedside, clutching the book. She didn't want to read it. She swore she wouldn't, but something compelled her. As she opened its pages, the mirror across the room began to ripple like water. From its depths emerged a figure, its elongated limbs and hollow eyes reaching for her. Screaming, Rose fled the room. Her bare feet pounding against the hardwood floor. Her elder sister, Violet, caught her in the hallway and held her trembling form. The book fell from Rose's hands, its pages fluttering as if laughing at their fear. Scene 5. The poisoned Thanksgiving. The house grew darker with each passing day, the shadows deepening, the air heavier. On Thanksgiving, their mother gathered family from near and far, filling the home with voices and laughter. But the sisters knew something was wrong. Under the book's influence, they had prepared a deadly feast. As the family ate, their laughter turned to choking gasps, their faces pale and twisted. The house itself seemed to groan with satisfaction as the spirits of the dead rose, their forms flickering in and out of view like broken memories. Scene 6. The fire in the kitchen. In the chaos that followed the poisoning, the kitchen burst into flames. The fire burned unnaturally hot, yet the walls didn't give. It was as if the house refused to collapse, feeding off the despair of the living and the rage of the dead. The sisters huddled together, watching helplessly as the flames consumed the remnants of their family's gathering, but left the cursed book untouched on the dining table. Scene 7. Shadows and doppelgangers. The shadows grew bolder, taking forms that mimicked the sisters themselves. Violet saw her own twisted reflection standing in the hallway, its face splitting into a grotesque grin. Lily's doppelganger whispered secrets she didn't even know she had, mocking her as she wept. Each sister faced their mirror image, the line between reality and nightmare blurring as the house seemed to revel in their torment. Scene 8. The attempt to destroy the book. Desperate, the sisters tried everything to rid themselves of the book. They threw it in the trash, buried it in the yard, and even burned it in the fireplace. But no matter what they did, it reappeared in their beds, in their hands, or on the dining table. Each time, its pages seemed fuller, its whispers louder, as if it fed on their fear and despair. Flashback. The mother's mind, a memory fractured in time. Scene 8.5. The price of obsession. Her memories, flickering like an old film reel, skipping between memories. Distant whispers echo, shattered pieces of a past, too painful to forget. Before we come here, let's take a look back at what transpired in the time leading up to this moment. A 10-year-old little girl, young and hopeful, watches a boy from across the school hallway. Elias Carter, a dark golden-haired, confident presence. The way he laughs, the way he exists, consumes her. Each year, her infatuation with him grows more disturbingly intense. She follows his every step, weaving herself into the background of his life, almost unnoticed. Years pass, and obsession deepens. High school dances. At college parties, he barely glances or looks at her. Until one night, fraternity house. The scent of spilled beer and cigarette smoke thick in the air. She corners him in a drunken moment of weakness. Lips meet, hands wander, and in that brief moment, she believes she has him. She watches him walk out, not even turning to say goodbye. As he leaves the bedroom unnoticed, feeling a sort of shame and embarrassment, makes his way through the party to exit unnoticed, but she noticed. She watched his every move as she's always done. As she sits on the bed, she debates within her mind if she should go after him. She decided within herself, I have to catch him before he leaves. Watching him make a beeline to his car, anger and sadness started to creep in. Something inside her cracks like thin glass under pressure. She stumbles into the bathroom, tears mixing with eyeliner. The blade gleams under harsh light, and then as she bled out, her final words were, "Don't miss out on part 2. Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel to see part 2. And remember, one act of kindness goes a long way. Thank you for watching.